Okay, so after a little bit of a funny, the previous stream explained a lot of things going on. So I'll just direct people to that 7-minute VOD because I never streamed before. Want to make sure my shit was not broken. Crap. What all was I going for? Yeah, most of these options are there just to make you hate yourself. Gonna be honest. And I'm playing this just to have some fun, maybe? It's probably not gonna be fun. Alrighty. So we'll go ahead and start that. And there's a chance that I have no idea what I'm playing still. But I'm thinking South Africa might be the play. I will be poorer. And the more I think about that, I don't like being poor. Penetrator weapons is a very good starting one, because it does allow you to do things. But you know what? I think I will start with alien metallurgy and advanced salvage early on. I think it is a good one.
We're dropping you just inside the Egyptian
That is
border.
very loud.
You picked up a local
Let
broadcast
me
indicating alien activity within a major metropolitan area.
I'll minimize that audio for you all a little bit. Hopefully that's not too quiet. But, you know, I mean, when life gives you lemons, you just, you do what you do. And that's about it. That's what you do. But anyway.
Strike one, this is Central. You are free to engage all hostile contacts in the AO. Don't take any chances.
Alright, well, we're playing on this map to start off with. That's always fun. So, for anyone new to the wonders of XCOM, it's a lot of pain and suffering, but, you know, some people like that, and sadly, I am one of them who continuously comes back to this game. So, if you're familiar with the fun of XCOM, you'll be familiar with what XCOM brings, which is hate, suffering, sadness, and occasional joy when you finally win, even though you have been spending the last half hour getting your butt absolutely kicked. So, in this case, just running around, working on finding the funny aliens, as you do.
Affirmative, moving out.
Orders confirmed, on the move.
And, okay, jumping through that window, unnecessary. A lot of movement in here is unnecessary. Alright, looks like they are right outside my door. Time to see. So, with those unfamiliar with Long War, as stated before, the biggest thing is that the mod indulges in what I would like to call testicular torsion.
Visual on the goods.
It likes to punish you, and you will get punished a great deal the more and more you play. But that's part of the fun, you know? It's really not. You know. First encounter of the first run. So this is saved for is not my first ever run through of the game. Done it before.
Alien life on Earth. We're witnessing something never before seen in recorded
And
history.
because of this, I have grown decently accustomed to what this mod adds.
Stepping off. Got it covered. Oh, it's go time.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, we're starting off with that.
Been secured. Cover my flank, flanking my position. Moving out. On Overwatch.
Alright, so sometimes they don't move the smartest, but as the game goes on, they will move more and more not favoring
Their
you.
weapons appear to self-destruct when the operator dies. We should look closely for any fragments that could be salvaged for our own development programs.
Alright, well, bad start so far with my movement, but I never claimed to be intelligent. So, I don't know how much I have to explain. I'm hoping that anyone who sees this will not need me to explain every aspect of the game, but if it does, well, holy crap. Talk about luck. Then I am content with explaining things, if need be, for anyone that actually ends up joining. If they ever do. So there's 3 pods already. All 3 pods are already found. That is a great start. However, I'm not too keen on this existing, so just gonna run my handy-dandy happy lad butt over here and throw a HE grenade and make sure they're no longer happy. Alright, here's the hoping that I can actually hit something for once. I can. Let's go. Alright, so I got pretty lucky with that right there.
Good to go.
I'm gonna test the waters and get shot. That is a 5 damage shot. That is that is a great start. Okay. Well, in that case, I'm gonna shoot you and hope I hit. I missed a 70%. Yeah, that's what we're in for today, by the way. Alright, well, I guess I can't complain too much.
I'm on it, Commander.
Oh, he is on Overwatch. Okay, so I don't pay attention.
Taking fire over here.
And I often get punished for it because my thought process doesn't really exist. Now, someday, maybe I will have the capabilities of having actual brain cells, but until those
On
days,
my way.
that's where I've got to just run with what I can. Now, this, even though I proc 2 pods, only 1 soldier getting wounded, not something you want to start with. You really don't want to get anyone wounded on the first mission, but I'm a little retarded. So, it works. Overall, not that bad. You'll try and stay in full cover as much as possible. You don't always get that, but sometimes you do. And in this case, I thought that was a hit. I played this enough to where I can kind of identify where a hit is and where a hit isn't. That's when you reach those points of playing the game, that's when you should really stop.
That's affirmative.
But I don't know when to stop. Like this. Horrible idea on paper, but it played out. So, you know, it's not a kill. Not a kill. Never mind, it did not play out.
Position confirmed.
In this case, this is where I just sacrifice as many rookies as I deem necessary. Like such. And when you do that, you can be a lot happier.
Aye, aye, Commander.
So at this point, I'm just gonna throw a couple Overwatches out. That was an accidental Overwatch.
Covering
But
now.
it's fine.
Hauling ass.
No one got harmed in the making of this film. Just this guy got shot with literal plasma. All right, now this is a risky play, but if it works out like that, I get a kill. An overkill.
Work out there,
So,
strike.
10 aliens, start of the mission. That's as easy as it gets. It goes only downhill from here.
Commander to the research labs.
And
Research labs.
I've played this
Welcome to
enough.
XCOM
I'll let
HQ,
a couple
Commander.
of these things run through for those
I'm
that get
Central
a
Officer Bradford.
first grasp
My
of
role in this
XCOM.
project is twofold: providing tactical support for our field operations, and keeping you briefed on the current situation. My efforts should allow you to focus on the bigger issues at hand. Speaking of which, we have a soldier waiting for a promotion in the barracks. I'll let you get to it.
So in this game, soldiers, of course, promote the more they're used, and this specific version of the game has 8 classes. You heard it, you will hear it again.
The heavy
8.
weapons specialist provides a crucial service to the squad. With the rocket launcher in tow, there are demolitions experts.
So, in this case, you've got, in the normal game, there's 4 classes. Heavy, medic, assault, sniper. This game, this specific class is either a rocketeer or a gunner. Now, rocketeer's definitely useful, because you see something you want to blow up, you blow it up. So I'm gonna blow it up.
Just like
Support,
it sounds, the support
grenadier,
class provides that
or a
intangible
medic.
edge our squads need. They make everyone around them better. The assault class serves as our front line. They're the first
I'm gonna
ones
just
into a fight,
kick him
and
through.
the last ones
So,
out. Our snipers
I've got 2
specialize in
supports.
dealing massive
So,
amounts of damage
this guy's
from
got
afar.
15 movement.
But without sufficient
got 15
training,
movement.
they're vulnerable in close combat situations.
You look for the soldier that has the least amount of will. That's the one you want to upgrade to a medic, because certain soldier stats get increased more with the class that they picked. I just picked the wounded guy to be my medic. Ironic. Whenever it comes to tactical, you have the 2 classes here: assault or infantry, shotgun or machine gun. That's really your options here. This guy, good aim, not so good mobility. I'm gonna give him a gun. Let him shoot stuff. This person right here, crap mobility, mondo aim. That's a sniper waiting to
Commander
happen.
to the research labs. Commander to the research
And these
labs.
stats are always important. So, this guy's got decent will, good mobility, decent aim. Defense is pretty bad, so make him a grenadier. As you do. And then finally, I probably should have looked at stats for the first guy, but good defense, decent aim. It's a gunner. This is
The
more
recovered artifacts are
actually.
being unloaded, and the research team is awaiting your orders. We'll get started as soon as you give the order, Commander.
So, with this game, specifically in this case, I'm not afraid to say this whole thing. Soldiers, after every mission, they are fatigued automatically in not the game, but the mod. And once you throw in a couple of, plasma shots to the face,
Commander to
they
the
get a little
research
wounded.
labs.
So
Commander
they're out
to
for
the
a lot
research
longer.
labs.
Fatigued people you can bring into battle, and their stats aren't affected as much, but you can't bring a wounded guy. When you bring a fatigued guy, they become wounded no matter what. You always got to be careful with who you bring around. And whenever it comes to guys, if people actually end up watching this and want a character named after them, that's perfectly fine. However, they're likely to die. I'm still bad at the game. Alright, so the other the other 3 areas, we can look at all of our planes that are inevitably going to get punished heavily. Then we can go to engineering. Meet
Commander.
Dr. Shen.
I was wondering when you'd be stopping by. Welcome to engineering. Anything they can dream up in the research labs, we can build it here. Speaking of which, Dr. Valen has just sent us some new schematics. With your approval, we will begin fabrication.
Alright, so with engineering, you can build some handy-dandy facilities. So I always start off building this. I got bad steam vent placement this game, which honestly would make me want to restart if I actually cared a huge amount. But
Commander to the research labs.
I care a little bit.
Commander to the
I care a
research
little bit,
labs.
just a little bit. That's fine. So I can get an early steam vent. That's always nice. And this is where you can also build items, such as satellite. And this list will get larger and larger as things goes on. But I don't really need anything here. I mean, shiv would be nice, but basic shivs are kind of meh. And then we get to meet Dr. Valen.
Hello, Commander. My name is Dr. Valen. I oversee the research labs. This is where all of XCOM's research and development takes place. We have already begun analyzing the artifacts recovered from our first encounter with the aliens. Based on our preliminary findings, we believe we can use them to develop some new equipment for our soldiers. With your approval, we will begin research immediately.
Alright, so here I could start some beginning researches. As you can tell, we're a little understaffed. So, at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and throw alien weaponry under
Since
there.
the complexities of our latest research projects are overwhelming the current staff,
Well,
I hope you'll consider seeking out additional scientists to bolster the team.
Control. Commander to mission control.
I'm gonna go back to facilities right here. So with facilities, you build your access lifts to go further down, and it gets more expensive the further you go down. You know, and you begin to excavate areas to build things as you do. So once I get this area excavated, that's when I'm gonna go ahead and get me a foundry and a repair bay. Those are quick, important things that I like to build early. And they're always useful.
Every member of the
Right.
council is going to want satellite coverage, so we should plan our deployments carefully.
Additional
Alright,
upgrade
so
required.
we started in South Africa today.
Commander to mission control.
So, you know,
Commander to
this
mission
is
control.
situation room where you can launch your satellites. You know, you can check all your bonuses. You check your finances. You know, we're not poor right now. We will be soon. Do not worry. And this is where you can also
Several
sell
members of the council have expressed an interest in
any
acquiring
of
some
the equipment
artifacts we've
that
recovered.
you've
However,
grabbed.
we should be careful in choosing what items we release. The
And
research team may not have discovered their true value yet.
pending requests. This is where countries will request things from you, and that's where these little shields come
Commander
into
to
play.
mission control.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and
Commander
click
to
over there
mission
so I stop
control.
hearing that. Alright, there we go. Okay. So, with those little pending requests, when you accept a request for a country, it increases their native defense. Very important. And you can see panic along the lines. You know, the more panic they get, the more that the more that the aliens will target them. That's where you've got to be very worrisome and stressed out. Once you get there, then, As you can tell, this is your little bar that shows how many losses that you can take of a country before you get quote-unquote game overed. But once you get about half this bar full, there's a chance you're probably going to be done anyway. I don't know how many times I'm going to be
I'm
restarting.
receiving you. We'll monitor that contact, but I don't think it's related
So,
to the UFO.
I've done the starting things of checking things out, so now I can activate mission control and do some scanning for activity. This is where you just wait to see if anything pops up, like abductions, and all along those kinds of things. Ah, there we are.
Commander, we've picked up multiple requests
Well,
for assistance.
when
Abductions
you-
in progress are marked on the hologlobe.
I'll let him finish. Once you get an abduction or any kind of mission, you're notified and you can confirm and get ready. So this is where you can pull out whatever squad you want. That's where you can see all their stats. So preferably I like my people to hit things. So I like some decent aim. This person right here, they've got very bad mobility, but good health, good defense, good aim. Okay, well. So I'm gonna be bringing them. Agbaj. Hop. Yeah, this person. So this is where I can pick and choose what I want to bring out. Right here, you got another person with some decent stats running around. And of course, these are all rookies, so their stats are going to be definitely bad. You find more people like this. We can throw on attack vest. And this is where you can select kind of armor. So you've got your light armor and your heavy armor. They impact your mobility by your light armor's, lighter, and your heavy armor's heavier. They give more defensive pips. Then you have your weapons. There are 3 assault rifle categories of a rookie. 4, actually, but I'm not going to get into that right now. SMG, assault rifle, and assault carbine. The SMG, of course, is the smallest weapon. It does the least amount of damage. Well, actually, it does the same as the carbine normally. But it grants 3 mobility, but its crit chance is very poor, and it only has 2 shots before you have to reload. Your assault rifle is just a basic weapon, decent crit chance, decent damage, overall just the average weapon. And then you got the carbine, which is slightly less damage than the assault rifle, but it has increased accuracy and a little bit of increased mobility. So, on a soldier like this, where they have good aim, bad mobility, you can bring the assault carbine as a little bonus. But, you know, it just depends on the damage you want to be pulling off. In this case, I don't really mind it that much. So you run through. And, you know, you've got your pistols, heavy pistol, regular pistol. That's where you get into your equipment. So here, you've got all sorts of equipment. Alien trophies. They give you a bonus to your will, make you steadfast. You're not going to panic. Ceramic plating. It is heavy, which can impact your mobility, but can give you an additional defensive point. You have your grenades, AP, flashbang, smoke, HE. I think AP grenades, armor piercing. They don't pierce cover. They pierce enemies. They do more damage than HE grenades, but flashbang grenades can disorient your enemies and make them not able to hit well. They're always good. Smoke grenades increase your defense when you're in them, so they can be useful for you, but if you throw them too close to the enemy, they can be useful for them too. You got HE grenades. Boom. Big boom. Your high capacity mags if you want to shoot more. Your med kits. And then all this other stuff is class specific. So we'll get into that later. So with this person over here, their mobility's bad, their health's good, so an assault carbine will always be nice. And if I got any high mobility people, like a nice crisp 15 right here, this is a nice high mobility person. So I'll make sure they have assault carbine, and I'll give them some med kits so they can run around healing people as need be. And at that point, I just pick and choose what I want more. So, you know, right here, high health, decent mobility, poor will, good aim. That's where I give them an alien trophy, just in case. And this is all I really need. I personally prefer the HE grenades myself, as blowing up enemies' cover can be quite useful. So with soldiers like this, their health is very poor, so a ceramic plating plus an HE grenade is always nice. I didn't actually mention the laser sights, because most of them had them. That is just a little bit of a primary weapon and rocket launcher aim increase. They help you with your aim. So on soldiers with poor aim but good health like this one, they come in handy. So in this case, I'll throw me another HE grenade. Well, now, today I'm going to give this one a smoke grenade. I'm going to let them be my little smoker. And then finally, last but not least, I can grab me a soldier that might just be an all-rounder, like this one. Good in all stats. Not very good, but not poor. You know, decent aim, decent defense, very good will, decent mobility, and decent health. All-around good soldier. That's who I can give things like, you know, maybe one more med kit. Give them a carbine to help their aim a little bit. And maybe throw out in a high capacity mags, you know. At this point, it's not too specific because you're really only fighting drones and sectoids. But as you go on, it can get a lot bigger, a lot better, and the enemies, even the sectoids, can start hurting. As you saw with me getting shot, if you're watching this VOD, I'm gonna have to turn down the game audio for myself a little bit. Very loud. Very, very loud. I'm not used to talking playing this, but the enemies get advanced more and more. I'm not going to go into semantics, but this game has... Oh, look at that, some meld.
Central, this is Big Sky. Strike team is touching down.
Alright, let me just... sorry about this. Let me adjust the voice volume real fast. Maybe some sound effects volumes. Music. And master volume can go down. And then save changes and exit.
Now, standing by for your orders.
Roger, Big Sky. Reading you 5 by 5. Strike 1 has the green...
So with my little spawn here, I didn't really spawn in a very advantageous position due to spawning on the low ground. Like that. That ain't good. But not much I can do about it. Bad spawns happen. I could be scummy and try and save scum, but it's not really worth it. So in this case, I don't really have a soldier that can get a good shot. So right here, run over here. And, you know, I want to play, you really want to play reactive to the enemy, so I see all that going on, so I think, okay, let me just, play reactive. So, I know the enemies are here, and I'm in a bad position, so that's where these handy-dandy smoke grenades can come in useful. So I can make sure my soldiers don't get shot as much as they want to. Now, it's still a game, and the game can be very mean. Well, you can still kind of get shot, even if you don't want to. But that's where you just play reactively. I don't believe I'll get shot, but at the same time I might. Now, in this case, I could do an Overwatch, but there's no harm in trying a little cheeky shot. Didn't hit. Worth a shot. 33%, you know, third of a chance. And this is where Overwatches can come into play. They can react on the enemy's turn, but they have an aim penalty and such. Now this, the AI is quite intelligent. They're making sure I can't flank them reliably. Flanking shots are very nice, and they help kind of even the playing field. So as you see, I've gotten pretty unlucky with a couple of these Overwatch shots, but it could be worse. They chose to suppress me this turn, so with suppression it uses a lot of ammo, but it lowers your aim, specifically your aim. Ah! See, that guy, he was cheeky. He overwatched. I honestly don't know how he can see me, but, you know. Game's always funny like that. So right there, pull off a little cheeky shot. That's the negative of bringing an assault carbine. Is, well, sometimes you just get poor shots like that. So in this case, this is where I'm using an HE grenade. Kind of poorly, but at the same time, I think it can help me with this. When you kill enemies with explosives, it destroys everything that they can offer. So, but this is where I freed up this guy, so I can do a cheeky little flank, and hopefully I hit. I did not. That's where the cheeky flank didn't work. Now, you try as you might, you don't always succeed. But in this case, you just gotta do what you can with what you can, and honestly just send it. So this is a pretty rough first round, but it could be worse. I've got two of them near death, so you know it's not that bad. And because of a red fog, which I activated earlier, I don't really need to worry too much about them being able to hit their shots. Maybe. But, you know. Not because I flanked this guy, he's going to try and run away. I doubt I'll hit this as I missed the other ones, but it was worth a shot. Pun kind of intended. Now, right there he tried a funny psychic attack. Those suck. Everything about those suck. Alright, here. Still try as I might, but rookies are still rookies. Not exactly good soldiers. So, continuously try my best, and there we go. I finally got a kill. Feel free to make fun of me as much as you desire, as I'm still bad. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. I'm still very, very bad. So those little canisters right there are meld. Those are timed canisters that, for lack of a better term, the longer you screw around in the map, the less meld you'll be able to get. Meld is not as important early on. In fact, it's not important at all at the start. It's just very important though later on you get in the game. So when you get to that, it can get pretty rough if you don't have a nice enough supply of it. I'm a bit tired today. I plan to stream in the future whenever I'm not working that day, but sadly today I didn't have much of a choice. So in this case, you gotta, play the battlefield. I'm able to get a cheeky flanking shot. Now, I've not been lucky with my shots this run, but, pulling it off, it do. Now, in this case, I know that I've got some more aliens on the map, but I'm also very out of position. So I'm going to take this turn to try and get myself in a better position and also reload some of my guns. Because you've got ammo in this game. And with ammo comes, fear. Okay, that was bad. That was very bad. But, with bad, I can do good. However, I hear a lot of movement over there. So that means there's probably more than just the one people over there. So I collect my meld. And I continue on my happy way. So I'm still out of position a little bit. My ammo is still low, and these soldiers are still new, so mobility is, as always, lacking. Well, in this case, I got as close as I can. I'm going to try and pull off a full shot. I'm a miss. Color me surprised. But that's what happens when you're out of position. The game loves to punish you for that. So, because I'm down here, I'm not going to be explaining everything forever, so. This soldier, I have a sneaking suspicion is going to get shot, or that will happen, and they'll instantly destroy the full cover, making it half cover. God, you gotta love rookies. Rookies always make everything so good, and that soldier is probably going to get shot. And hopefully not killed, but it's looking like probably shot. Yeah, they're gonna get shot. Now, that was just a 2 damage shot, and then there's another pod. Okay. Oh, with a 2 damage shot, there's always ups and downs. But now, in this case, I'm kind of stuck in a weird position. Alright, so there were more pods here than I thought. So I've made some errors, but it is fine. So in this case, because of red fog, I'm just going to choose to heal up a little bit. I'm still horrifically out of position, but I am slowly fixing it. In this case, I've got to take a couple shots and hope to thin out the herd a little bit. It's not looking good, but, as stated, you can always dream. Dreaming doesn't normally work. But I need to try something, and if it's risk a soldier, it's risk a soldier. These are still rookies. And casualties are just... they're just an excuse not to do your job. So I'm going to go ahead and take another shot and attempt, but it was unlikely. Oh. sectoids can buff each other. That's what you're seeing right there. But when a sectoid gets buffed, they also get a weakness. If you kill the thing that has buffed them, then, well... Yep, there we go. If you kill the sectoid that is buffing them, then they will no longer be able to effectively deal with the enemy. Alright. Still not looking good. Really not looking good. Because I have a lot of enemies that are currently either shooting at me or trying to shoot at me. And that right there was what I was talking about earlier, where I got to see the meld expire. So, there we go. Now I'm still playing recovery right now, because it's still been a pretty rough set of things. Right there's a nice shot. They still had a little defense pip, so you know, wasn't a perfect shot, but it was a shot.
Position confirmed.
In this case, now that needs to not be there.
I'm on it, Commander.
So this is just where I'm at right now, where I've got a lot of sectoids. 1 bad spawn, 2 bad map, 3 bad play. I kind of took a break after a wonderful situation of deleting my previous save file. So, you know, deleting and feeling and pain and suffering and sadness. Now right there, that was a good moment. That was a very good moment with a low percent, well, not low, but not a high percentage, just a percentage. And that isn't good. That's really not good. But luckily they shot after they did that, because they hunkered down, so they had a defense buff. So what I'm trying to do right here is open these bastards up to a thing called freedom. Homegrown American freedom. Explosions. It didn't happen as I was hoping, but you win some, you lose some, you know. In this case, I'm kind of just dealing with what I would call a not fun moment. And I've kind of just got to make some choices. I gotta do something. And right now, it's the thing I'm doing is just hoping that I can get some lucky shots off. I've got a lot of people who are kind of wounded, but luckily, this game has a semblance of likeness to it. Being that, I can actually attempt to survive. That's always nice. Now, missing a shot like that makes you genuinely contemplate your life and your life choices. But, you know. Right now, I'm kind of just like guessing on what I can do. But none of them overwatch, so that means I can move up effectively. get some decent shots off. You know, that's the important part. Move up effectively, try and kill as many things as I possibly can. But it's always difficult. Now, 2 damage shots always hurt. No matter what anyone says, they always hurt. And there will not be a time where they don't hurt. And that's always fun. So I'm thankful that the hurt one is always doing the mind merges, because if they weren't, then this would prove to be a lot more difficult. I'm still at risk of getting troops hurt, but it's at less of a risk. That's always the better part. The less risk you have to go through, always the better. Now, right now, I'm in a very poor position because most of my soldiers are low on ammo, if not completely out. Now, right here, this is where I want to try and kill 2 birds for the price of 1. I was able to do that. Since I killed the Mind Merge Sectoid, I did not kill that one because I forgot and I don't actually do that much damage. So, you know, ignore what I say because I am actually brain dead. But I can hope that they can try and move and I can shoot them as a reaction. Sadly, did not work. But now, at this point, sometimes the AI just enters a little bit stupid mode. Like that. Like when you flank an enemy, they panic a lot. So right there, got a pretty hefty amount of panic. You know, once they're panicked, you can kind of just watch as they squirm. And that's what I did here. Just cleaning up the map. And 12 aliens. So that was a lot. Well, not a lot, but, you know, 20% more aliens than the last mission. And a couple wounded soldiers, but their armor was hurt. So they didn't actually get wounded. That's the plus. That's always a plus. So I'm just going through as I can. There are technically builds you can do with soldiers, but I tend to ignore those because I don't care. And I'm just picking through what classes I need. Now this one sucks, because he'd just be a really good infantry. Sometimes you just get units that you hope get different levels, and you just don't get them. But it's fine. You know, life goes on. And I got some money from that, and a panic decrease. So, that's always a plus. Now, because I started in South Africa. Oh, funny excavation. So, right here, I want to go ahead and get my foundry up and going as soon as possible. The sad part is, I also need power. And I'm going to need that soon. Very soon. At the start of the game, the aliens aren't exactly very pushy towards you, let's just say. They're not going to be slapping you every single day with another alien invasion. That hurts. So, with Long War, there's always one faction, one person who says, no, you are not my leader. I don't believe in you. Today, that was Russia. Pretty hefty hit, because they're one of the richer countries with my start. The more people that leave the council, the less money you get, the less funding. I also got very unlucky with South Africa being very poor. My starting country, which I want to keep under any circumstances, is poor. Actually, most of my starting continent is very poor. Makes me wish I had started in Asia this time, because a lot of Asian countries are very rich. But, you know, you win some, you lose some. I lose a lot in this game. But, alright there, another excavation finishes. So I'm just going to spend my starting money to kind of hollow out things, get them nice and ready.
We've got a large contact and it's coming in fast.
Alright, now that,
We're gonna have a difficult time keeping up with this one.
that's a large UFO. I just have a normal fighter. That's just not happening. Nothing I can do about that. I'd love to do something. So, right there. Kind of spent too much money. I'm going to finish excavating the first 2 layers, and then I'll work on getting me my power. That's the first thing I kind of want to do. I don't really need another access lift. That was just kind of to get me an open area. Well, if I really wanted to, I could throw a fission generator right here. I'm not going to, because this would be a better area for a fission generator, to be fair. But I don't really have anything to sell right now. Now this is one I can actually deal with. Small, unidentified, low. I can go for a shot. So with this, you know, you just get your normal stuffs. And they launch and they go for the target. Now this is where you just hover your mouse over the abort button and hope. And hope. And hope. There we go. Almost lost him. Which was a pretty poor display. But now I have a UFO crash site. This is where I can go and fight me some fun aliens. That's probably going to be my last mission for today, because I'm just doing a small introductory stream for anyone that pops in and watches and finds a small dude just screwing around. That's the best times. I've also got things I need to do today. Holy crap, you are a high-will individual. Oh, I'm just going to pick some good squaddies to give a look at and send them running through. Yeah, you always got to bring the Swiss guy. Swiss guy knows what's up. He'll bring you far. And I'm going to end it all off. I'll bring you, and we'll just got a ton of mobility, so I'm not too worried about that. But I do want you to have an alien trophy and a ceramic plating. Just I try to keep people at about 7 hit points-ish, if possible, but, you know, it's not always possible. And, you know, they have their carbines, so that'll be fine for me. In this case, I try to keep them around 12 to 13 mobility, if doable. It's not always doable. Sometimes it's just not, but another carbine thrown in there. Once again, 13 durability. I tend to prefer the carbines, at least at this point, over the assault rifles, just because of, you know, the usefulness of a gun that shoots is always useful. Saying that out loud again has made me realize how much of an idiot I am. But, meh. So, this person, 100%, all around, pretty bad. Except that aim and the defense. And I don't really know what I could do with that. Poor mobility. Mobility is one of the things that soldiers just don't get a lot of. So I'll just run with maybe I'll just run with a smoke grenade on you today. We'll go off for our first UFO recovery mission. And at that point, we'll end the stream for the day, because I was only going to do an hour today, and it's roughly an hour. And for anyone that checks the VOD and sees what's going on, then, you know, at that point, we can hit a good old-fashioned
This is Big Sky. We're just north of the crash. crash site.
you know, a good old-fashioned try and get it to where I want to be, because I would like to be doing this at least once a week, you know, running the stream and doing what I can. So this first turn, you normally at the start, you're safe to kind of take it as you do. You know, screw around, try and. You're not really at high risk of popping a pod of aliens this early, so this is where you can kind of dash to get your movement up, everything, you know, run up. Okay. Now, then I can immediately eat my own words as usual. It's pretty funny. You really can't write these things. My timing is perfect. So with UFOs, you know, you're not really going to be fighting as many aliens as you normally would. And see right here, this is where we got some funny stuff, because I got a lot of poorer cover. Nothing too massive. Probably should have sent someone on the high ground, but you know. But right there, see, aliens, sectoids specifically, are stupid and inferior. They're dumb. The only thing they have is plasma, and sadly, plasma does still hurt a lot. So, you know, you take where you can get your superiority. They're small and frail. I'm big, and I shoot you with a gun. Oh, there we go. See that start right there? Pretty good. Pretty good start to deal with that pod. A lot better than my last other attempts. You know, way better. This is where I just run up and I proc some overwatches and hope he makes a movement. But, yeah, I can be smart sometimes. They can try and retreat, which I think that's what he's doing. Yep, he's retreating to try and find another pod or just get to a more advantageous position. Yeah, he's actually pretty intelligent sometimes, but specifically made not too intelligent, so us puny pea-brains can actually fight against the AI. You know, it's quite difficult sometimes. Now, I'm trying not to move too much. You don't want to get too close to the UFO. And okay, I'm doing the zoom in commands. Ignore me. I know a couple of hotkeys, but because I'm kind of stupid, I tend to forget all the hotkeys. I only remember Overwatch because I am paranoid and don't like to lose people, so I tend to sit and Overwatch a lot. So, you know, do with that what you will. Now, there's probably an Overwatch sitting around here, or another pod. You know, that always works. More pods equal more things to shoot at me, and that's always the most fun. And in this case, I'm paranoid, so I'm going to throw a little smoke grenade up here, just so if they run at me, I have less of a chance to get shot. I could still get shot. The game still does hate me after all. But a couple Overwatches here and there. Play it defensively. Now, this is the point of the game where you could make an argument for being a lot more aggressive, just so you can get all the meld. But I don't have trouble getting meld later on that often. Watch me eat those words. Alright, and there's another pod. So, one, I can't hit an Overwatch shot for the life of me, apparently. And two, my pod placement just ain't that good today, you know? All those missed Overwatches. All those missed Overwatches. All those 50%, well, 47 to 53% chance shots. Honestly, it's a good thing I'm not a statistics guy anymore, because if I was still doing statistics and trying to do the likelihood of that, I'd probably get very angry. Isn't that many 50% chance shots? Someone's got to be rooting against you, you know? So someone's got to be. Golly bum. It's gonna be one of those runs. Yeah. Definitely gonna be one of those runs.
Dead in the water here. Target still up.
Move into position.
Alright, now that was what I would call a misclick. A bad misclick. Okay. We're running this today. So oh, there we go. And that's right there is where you prove why the assault rifle is superior most of the time, and I need to grow up and stop bringing the assault carbine. When you move defensively anyway, it really doesn't matter. Oh, it failed. Those never fail. Okay, so maybe today fortune is not gonna stab me in the throat. That much I could be happy about. But I'm probably about to get like a majority of my squad either suppressed or shot. So we'll see how that goes. Overwatch, always fun, always nice, always whimsical. Yeah, that's what I expected. A ton of suppressions because why not? But I finally get a kill, and that's 2 kills because I'm allowed to be happy from time to time. But currently, this many people suppressed is never good. So that guy's flanked, but he's suppressed, so I couldn't move him. I can only hope and pray that things like that don't happen. He's probably going to shoot my flank guy. And not much else I can do about it except be surprised that he didn't die. At this point, this is definitely leaving a lot to be desired. My position is kind of very poor.
Position confirmed.
I gotta try and move that guy anyway. But, of course, and we were really going into screwed territory. But, not much else I can do. Proc too many pods. Made a misplay. And also missing all of those shots that I could possibly miss. Definitely don't help. How many? I don't know how many 50% chance shots I've missed at this point. It's something else. I'll tell you, something else. But, you know, as stated, that's just XCOM, baby. That's just XCOM. Oh, God. Just today's miss every shot possible day. I mean, for those that might watch the VOD, if they ever do, could I be doing differently? Yes. Yes, I could.
Heading to that location.
But frankly, don't really have much choices right now in regards to what I do and how I do it. Kind of just stuck winning it because this terrain is awful. And also going from having incredibly experienced squads to rookies is always quite painful. Because the game gets quote-unquote easier as you move further along. But, you know, that's a crock of shite. A man can dream. God. There we go. Oh, he's overwatching. Holy crap.
My weapon's spent.
Reloaded.
Once again, I've tried
Ammo out.
to move that guy, but...
Moving to Overwatch.
Heading to that location. On Overwatch. Moving to Overwatch.
This is definitely turning into a slog, but... Starting off strong today. Starting off strong.
There's heavy fire in the zone.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing this all day. Finally, a 45% or 44% chance shot actually hits. Who could have guessed? This would have taken a damn miracle. Oh, my squad's panicked. That's always fun.
Ready to rock. They're falling back.
That's fun.
Get me the hell out of here.
I kind of just enveloped my squad, to be real. You know.
Moving to position.
Now that I actually don't have Overwatches to worry about, I can pull some actual maneuvers like that.
He's down.
Once I can do that, the world's your oyster.
That's a load of bull.
Damn it.
Oh man, this mission incredibly awful. Oh! The game decided to grant me something, so I got a 20% chance shot. That's always fun and rare and exciting. And, okay, so I wish that that had happened a lot sooner. I do. Sadly, it didn't. But, I mean, it's XCOM. That's just the norm for XCOM. So now I can approach the UFO. And this is where it gets even less fun, by the way. Don't you worry. So, I'm pretty sure that's all of the pods. It is. The reason I know that is because their turn was so fast. There's only one alien pod left on the map. Sadly, it's the most difficult one. So I've got to just slowly move my squad up here and kind of just I can go ahead and proc him.
If there were, that's a being
So that's where I'm just gonna right now I'm just gonna hunker down these guys. Bait him to come out a little bit more.
to withstand an impact like that, at such a velocity. The materials used in that vessel's hull must be at least an order of magnitude beyond any element we know of.
Yes, sir. That's affirmative. Moving to Overwatch. Affirmative. Covering now.
Alright, so on today's episode of What the Alien Doing? So you'll notice that one right there, it just healed. Yes. Any damage you do to this Mamma Jamma doesn't really matter,
I've got my eyes on.
Headed there
because
now.
he can heal it.
Roger that. I will try.
I'm kind of just trying to bait him to come out into my field of play. But that did not work to what I wanted it to, as he didn't stay where I could easily flank him. And now that person's probably going to die, because those bastards never miss a shot. Well, that's quite common. These guys are some of the scariest enemies in the game because of just how strong they truly are.
That looks like the primary power source for
Oh,
the alien
power source,
craft.
surprise.
I could only hazard a guess as to the amount of power it would have to be generating to propel that ship. I'd watch your fire down there. That equipment could be
Now, I
totally
hate
unstable.
this stuff because you can't turn off these voice lines, but, you know,
Headed there now.
it's fine. Now I just gotta hope and pray that I can get lucky with some crits. And I did. Alright, so one guy dead, a lot of people wounded. Very bad mission, very bad mission. It goes to show why I have failed 5 other times. Poor Azar. Poor Azar. I'm sorry. This person has a ton of mobility, so they're gonna be an assault. Scouts are always nice. You got decent aim, so I'll make you one of them. And I can use more medics. So this is a rarity. Most of the time, you don't get many of these. So getting both of those, pretty nice. Pretty nice. So when you get damaged stuff, you can't do anything with it. So you just sell them. Really doesn't matter. You sell it, and someone else buys it. That's always the stuffs. So, alrighty, I'm just gonna scan it until I get my okay. Fair enough. So, might end today on a UFO crash site. That's fast. That bastard's moving fast. Jesus. Alright, so got a UFO crash site, and that's where I'm going to be ending it for today.
If we don't address the lack of available scientists,
Yeah, I know, Valen. I know. Let me just Where is it? Where is it? It's gotta be somewhere. Alright, well, anyway. It's not. So okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and throw down a save for today. And
Risk of falling behind.
I will be ending the stream for the day. So you all have a nice night, whoever sees this, and you enjoy.